fishing news is brought to you by Navionics, Okuma, and Yozori.
State of emergency here in New Jersey on Wednesday. Blizzard conditions. Looks like, I don't know, 2 to 3 inches of snow. Just enjoying the last of my bread rations for the week. I'm Jim Hutchinson with the New Jersey Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine. Doing our report, our video forecast for the weekend a little early this week, as I'll be on the road on Thursday, heading out to Oaks, PA, setting up on Thursday night for the first annual Philadelphia Fishing Show. Again, that's at Oaks, PA. First annual event. It should be a good one, too. Over 24 seminars across the span of 3 days, all presented by us here at the Fisherman magazine. Stripers, blues, fluke, drum, tuna, tog, wahoo. We're going to have some freshwater, too. Walleye, shad, largemouth, smallmouth, even snakeheads. That's right. Try to think out of the box for this Metro Philly show, this first annual event. Hope you can come out and join us. The roads should be fine. Don't worry about it. Emergency free. Now, if you happen to be combining the Philly show with some actual fishing, thought we'd check in with George, the Pocono outdoors guy.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Well, it is the 3rd week of February, and we are surviving with some really good ice here. The Pocono Outdoors Guide team was out fishing this weekend, and we had about 7.5 to 9 inches ice, and that's here in the southern part of the Poconos, down here at Beltsville Lake. Obviously, the northern tier is holding on to their season much better. We have a few weeks left, and as you know, spring is only 3 or 4 weeks away. So you guys got to get out here, check it out, get some holes drilled, and get a line wet while the season is still good. From Pennsylvania, I'm George, your Pocono Outdoors guy.
Of course, as George noted, we're in the home stretch towards spring, and in the salt, that means striped bass. 1 week from Friday, New Jersey's back-based striper season reopens March 1st, which means bloodworms on the sod banks, clams for some, but definitely those soft baits are king. Remember, those bloodworms come from, shall I say, a bait syndicate in Maine. They're pricey for the tackle shops, so they're going to be pricey for us as well, but they work so well that stripers in the Toms and the Tuckahoe and the Mullica can't keep from hitting them right now. Guys that are out there perch fishing are struggling to get those bloodworm baits and the grass shrimp baits through the striped bass. I guess maybe despite the ever-constant snow emergency in the state of New Jersey and the polar vortexes, it's still been mostly a mild winter. And I gotta wonder if more of those stripers are holding over for the winter in our local waters. Could be a good sign for that March 1st opener. For sure, guys soaking bloods and grass shrimp on high-low rigs in those rivers, the lagoons, the canals, and creeks are finding good action on some chunky spinies. New Jersey, Delaware white perch is definitely the best bet right now if you want to go out and wet a line. Those next couple of weeks should be pretty good. Of course, on the striper front, we do have changes in store. Probably not until 2020, but the regulatory discussion is well underway, as you've been reading in the Fisherman magazine. Next week, as a matter of fact, is our March edition. It goes to print on Monday. Big article on striped bass and the state of the ASMFC discussions. That March edition goes to print next week, just in time for the Atlantic City Boat Show next week, Wednesday through Sunday. Another big one for us here at the Fisherman magazine. Now, of course, we are then, therefore, in the final days of TOG in New Jersey. That closes after February 28th. Won't reopen again until April 1st. A few boats out of Belmar and Brielle and Point, especially, still on them. A picky bite at best. But there are some guys that are still looking for those TOG. Meanwhile, it's jumbo porgies on those long-range offshore trips. A few ling and cod nearer shore. To talk to a couple of boats that were going to be nosing around the mud hole wrecks looking for those ling and cod. Freshwater anglers in New Jersey, I've got one for you this weekend. You've got a Fisheries Forum that's going to be held at Batstow this Saturday at 10 a.m. You get an update on Central and South Jersey bass and also some of the restoration efforts from the Division of Fish and Wildlife in the state of New Jersey. If you're out there in Batstow, don't forget you got a couple of nice little white perch holes nearby along the Mullica. Nice Saturday drive for sure. Don't forget, if you're going to be heading out for white perch that are in those brackish creeks, right? You don't know where the fresh saltwater line is. You need a freshwater license for 2019, but you also need to register to fish in saltwater. It's free, but make sure you do that now. Might as well before that striper season gets underway. You go to saltwaterregistry.nj.gov. Listen, I hope to see you at Oaks this Friday through Sunday. $10 for adults, $5 for kids 6 to 12, 5 and under free. Not a lot of bread. I'll see you this weekend, my friends. It's going to end soon. Trust me.